Okay, one kind of important element of a sequence, of a melodic sequence that I want to get out is this linear intervallic pattern, which is way more complicated sounding than it really needs to be. Here's what's going on. In a melodic sequence, three things can happen. One of three things can happen, right? We can call it just the melody. You know, it can be a sequence consisting of just the melody, where the only melodic thing that's happening here, or the only sequential thing that's happening here, is the melody. That's not what we have here because we have this accompaniment in it. Okay, so it's not just the melody. Um, there's so there's something more going on here because there is an accompaniment to it. So we have this thing called linear intervallic pattern, which basically means there's an accompaniment to the sequence, and the accompaniment does not have to mirror the sequence. Um, I mean, harmonically, it has to kind of make sense, or else it's just going to sound bad. But you can see here, for example, we're going up arpeggios here, and here we do a different pattern. And then here we do the same pattern as the previous one. Right, but they're different than the first one. So there's kind of a break in the accompaniment here. That's okay. That falls into this LIP, linear intervallic pattern thing. It just means that we have a sequence and the accompaniment can change. It doesn't need to also be a sequence, right? The third thing that can happen is the accompaniment can also be in a sequence, right? So if this was exactly the same, but transposed to fit the sequence, then we would just call it a whole sequence. Everything is in sequence. All the music in the piece is moving along in these big blocks. So in this case, it's this LIP, linear intervallic pattern thing, meaning that the accompaniment is not perfectly mirroring itself in the sequence. It's not the same every time. There's some changes to it, and that's okay. That's totally okay.